Today I'm gonna show you how to make this really easy apple crumble cake, and we're gonna start off by just chopping up the walnuts, not finely, just a little bit chunky chop. And then I prepared my baking tray. It was 25 times 25 centimeters, and I just glazed some butter on it so it doesn't stick, and then put it on a parchment paper. And yeah, then I did the crumbles. So I added flour, sugar, a little bit of cinnamon. I used cinnamon sugar instead of sugar, but you could use normal cinnamon. And then the walnuts. And then I added liquid, melted butter. And then you just kind of want to crumble it up with your fingers. Yeah, you could technically also do this in the mixer, but you don't have to mix this super hard, just lightly. Yeah, when it kind of looks like this, that's finished, and you could put this to the side. And then in the meantime, I just prepared some flour and the baking powder that goes into the cake, and just mix that up so I'm prepared for when I later. And then in a stand mixer bowl, just whisk together some butter, sugar, and I also added a little bit of vanilla sugar just for some taste. And yeah, then you want to whisk this all together. And then I added 3 eggs. Technically you should add them a bit slower than what I did, but yeah. And then in the meantime, while that was mixing, I peeled my apples. The reason why I did this all at the same time is just so they don't brown as quickly. But I mean, if it doesn't bother you, you could do it beforehand. And yeah, I just cut them into little small cubes. And then I added a tablespoon of sugar to them and just mixed them around a little bit. And then when you've done that, your mixture is probably finished mixing. And then I add my milk. And then slowly add in the flour and baking powder mixture that you prepared until you have nice consistency. Yeah, you just want to make sure that you always scrape down the sides so you get all of the flour incorporated into the dough. And then you add your dough batter into the bottom of the square into the bottom of the pan, and just spread it around a little bit. It's gonna be very thin, but don't worry about it, it's not gonna burn, it's gonna be very soft. Yeah, just make sure you get all of the edges. Then you add your apple sugar mixture. You could also add a little bit of cinnamon to this as well. And then of course the crumbles on top. By the way, I used walnuts, but you could use any nuts that you would like. Doesn't really matter. And then I put this in the oven for 180 degrees for 40 minutes. And I just tested it with a skewer. If it comes out clean, then it's good. And I added a towel on top so it keeps it nice and fresh and doesn't dry out until it's cooled down. When it's nice and cooled down, I take it out of the form, and I personally cut it into, I think, 8 pieces. I think that's a pretty good size. And yeah, then you can serve them. It's really good with vanilla ice cream or just some powdered sugar on top. You can customize it however you like, but it's also great just on its own. And it tastes amazing. Everybody loves it.